Yo, what's poppin' people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Yan, and I do hope you lot are doing well today, man. I really do hope that. Willkommen, bienvenue back to Chelsea News, the daily series here on Football Therapy, where I go across the rags, the tabloids, the broadsheets, the websites, hey, even some social media to check out what's going on in the news regarding Chelsea Football Club, consolidate all rumours, gossips, and hopefully truisms for you guys, give you my opinion on the stories, but more importantly, ask for your opinion. And today we are talking about three subjects. Matthias Ginter, Borussia Mönchengladbach centre half, 1 year left on his deal. Could he be the answer to Chelsea's defensive woes? Maybe. But then again, maybe not. Chelsea and Arsenal are looking at him. We're going to talk about him a little bit. Now, this is not the match preview of the FA Cup final on the weekend, but I do want to talk about an aspect of it, and that is N'Golo Kante in training these last couple of days, looking pretty pokey. Could we expect him to start, and how important would that be, him starting another final against Arsenal, against the odds, to take them down and secure us silverware? And also, the third and final story of today is Chelsea's left-back problem. The Chile B train story will not go away, as apparently England's starting left-back is said to Leicester, or is planning to say to Leicester, I want to go to Chelsea. Please sell me to Chelsea. Frank Lampard wants him. He wants Frank Lampard. Do we want him? A little bit more on that in a minute. If you like daily Chelsea related content, please do consider subscribing to this channel. Hey, only if you want to and if you haven't done so already, but if you do, please do hit the all important bell notifications icon, and if you want to support your brother, please do drop a like on this video. Alright then, let's get into it. Right, before we talk about transfer targets, let's have a few words on N'Golo Kante. Here is a lovely picture of him watching Timo Werner play football. That's nice. Now, obviously last time we played N'Golo Kante in a final against Arsenal, he was semi-fit, but he made the difference. Boy, what a performance against Arsenal in the Europa League final. Frank Lampard will know the value of the World Cup winning petite Frenchman and will want to put him in again against Arsenal in the FA Cup final. Obviously they look like they've been really threatening on the counter-attack and really offensive in transition. When you're vulnerable in transition, you need N'Golo Kante to offer you security. Him training is a really positive thing, but does that mean Chelsea will scrap the 3-4-3 formation in the final because N'Golo Kante has been playing more in the three-man midfield, or will he play in the two-man midfield? But then again, that pivot of Jorginho and Kovacic in the 3-4-3 looks very good indeed, so who knows? I will do a match preview properly discussing this, but for the moment, it is massive that Kante is training, and Frank Lampard will absolutely want to use him as a weapon to secure his first ever trophy as Chelsea manager. So we'll have to see what happens there, but it's positive signs to see him training with the boys. Hopefully he'll be ready. Alright then, let's talk about some transfers. Right then, Matthias Ginter, the German centre-back slash defender, versatile defender of Borussia Mönchengladbach, out in the Bundesliga. Now, Ginter only has 1 year left on his deal, and it's been reported that certain clubs are making contact to try and negotiate maybe an agreement with him to either leave on a free transfer next season, or who knows, maybe buy him this summer. But if he plays a certain amount of games this upcoming season, he gets like an extension triggered, I think, from Gladbach. Maybe he plays a few games. January, he still hasn't played enough games to secure his extension, and he starts talking to other clubs and maybe agrees a free transfer, but also clubs are considering him for a transfer this summer. Apparently Chelsea Football Club and Arsenal are both looking at the German defender. Now, Ginter is another one of these versatile players that seem to be rising up to the surface when it comes to Chelsea's linked transfer targets. He can play at centre-back, he can play at CDM, so already he's looking a lot like a Declan Rice kind of figure, but he can also play at right back, interestingly. Whether that's something Frank Lampard wants or not out of a new defensive signing, I am not so sure. His defensive metrics are okay, they're pretty good on whoscored.com. I had a little gander at those. What is positive in terms of his characteristics are he is good in the air. Chelsea are absolutely looking for good aerial threats or good defenders in the air to win duels, etc. And also very good at passing, which obviously is becoming more increasingly important from a centre half in the modern game. One of his weaknesses is listed as tackling. So that's bad for a centre-half. Generally, you want your defender to be able to tackle. Maybe if he's playing in a back three or in a defensive midfield or right back, he isn't necessarily required in his role to do tackling, but it's interesting that that's not considered a strength of his. Still, I'm not going to pretend I've watched loads of Borussia Mönchengladbach this season, because I have not. I've probably watched them twice. So if you know a lot about him, or certainly more than I do, please consider getting down into the comment section below and educating all of us on this reported new Chelsea target, or certainly a player that Chelsea are making an inquiry about. Matthias Ginter, German defender of Borussia Mönchengladbach. Do you know him? I don't. Let's move on. Right, there's loads of different things going around the media about what Chelsea's next priority signing is. If we are all agreed that Chelsea are imminently, or hopefully, reportedly, about to get Kai Havertz over the line with a deal with Bayer Leverkusen in terms of an add-on structured deal, because as things stand, Chelsea and Havertz have got an agreement in terms of his player contract and all that kind of stuff. So what's next? Surely it has to be a defensive signing, finally. Well, a lot of us are suspecting that it's going to be a goalkeeper signing, because let's be real, Chelsea really do need a goalkeeper. Now, of course, as things stand, Andre Onana is looking like a likely option, or certainly a really suitable option, but the left back problem still remains a big one, and the news in the last couple of days has gone back to Ben Chilwell. That's right, the Chili B train is firing up the furnace again, and it wants to go forward, because apparently Ben has told, or is about to tell, Leicester that he does want to leave. He sees his long-term future at Chelsea and not at Leicester. The 23-year-old England international has been at Leicester since he was 12 years old, I think, and he's got 4 years left on his deal. They do not want to let him go. Brendan Rodgers has said he is not for sale. He would cost a gargantuan amount of money, too much money. We all can agree on that the money they want at the moment is just far too much. Now, reports over the last few months had been suggesting, especially on reputable platforms such as The Athletic, that Frank Lampard is a great admirer of Ben Chilwell, and he does remain his #1 target. Many of us Chelsea fans might feel frustrated with that, looking at him from perhaps a fan's perspective of his poor form of late, of cheaper options and alternatives in the European market. We all understand that, but Frank Lampard hasn't actually brought in any of his players yet. Ben Chilwell is genuinely one of his targets for X reason that we can't see. He might move in a certain way. He might have a really niche attribute that Lampard wants that perhaps we're not looking at. You have to, give that to the gaffer. If he wants him, you got to be like, fair enough, mate. You can have him, but you need to make this work. The prices that we saw being touted or quoted for Ben Chilwell was like 80 million or something near the astronomical fee of what Harry Maguire costs, and that would be far too much. It's distasteful, but if Ben Chilwell digs his feet in and says, look mate, come on, you can make loads of money for me here, please let me go, this is something that I want, I've been a good servant, you can make loads of money from me, you can replace, they could spend half the money they make on him and buy a very adequate replacement. They could end up buying Tagliafico, a Chelsea target, for like 20-30 million. Get a very good left back, do you know what I mean? It's very strange. It's almost like us fans aren't seeing something that's going on behind the scenes. Perhaps there is a reason why Chelsea don't go in for the likes of Telles and Tagliafico and they hold out for a Ben Chilwell. I'm sure there's reasons for it. His form may not have been so impressive, but we do need to take a few factors into consideration. He is a good player. We've seen him be highly regarded in the Premier League. There's a reason why he starts at left back for England. And, obviously very highly rated behind the scenes, and I've spoken about this thing before on Football Therapy, how he's Premier League seasoned, he knows the opposition, he understands the opposition, he'll understand his teammates, he'll know how the league works, the physicality, he won't have to acclimatise, he's proven that he can do it in this league, and all these factors are so important. And to be honest, you can't really put a price, well, you can put a price on that. Apparently it's like 80 million. If Chelsea can get Leicester to lower their price to, I don't know, like 50 million or something, yes, it's still a lot. But if they really want him, Chelsea really wants him, if Frank Lampard, Ashley Cole, Jody Morris, they all really want him, just let them have him. See what they can do with him. He's young. If they think he's the player profile, then let's go. Choo-choo, Chili B train, warming up, hop on, reluctantly hop on the train. Come on, we gotta go. Hop on. And breathe. So that's where we're at, man. To be honest, I'm just amped. Chelsea have done so well this season, and if Frank Lampard wants these players, I'm all for it. Give him the players, see what he can do with them. Hey, it might work out really well. But what do you guys think? Get down in the comment section below and express your thoughts on these stories. Matthias Ginter, do you know him? What would he bring to this Chelsea side? And N'Golo Kante, do you think he should start the FA Cup final? And left backs, Ben Chilwell. Even if you have reservations about him, which I'm sure loads of you do, can you see positives in signing him? Get down in the comment section below, let me know. Like the video please if you've enjoyed the content, and follow me on social media at Football Yannick. You can also subscribe to my second channel, Yan's Yard. There's a link in the top of the description, so do go support that channel and enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me bitch.